What is up, everybody? Welcome to George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan, and today we're going to talk Generation 1 Transformers, but not just Generation Transformers. Takara is giving us a reissue of Generation 1 Optimus Prime with Articulation. Let's talk about it. Okay fam, I'm talking to my G1 subscribers to my channel right now. Takara is giving us a Generation 1 Optimus Prime with Articulation. But before we talk about that, I kind of knew something was going on with Takara. Me and a friend of mine, Lamont the Toy King, we talked about how Takara had been really quiet with the Generation 1 Transformers. In the early 2000s, we would get a Takara release, whether it would be in a traditional Generation 1 style packaging, or we would get like this book style release called Transformers Collection Edition. And then at Toys R Us, or wherever it was being released, then it was Toys R Us, we would get Astro Train in this style box. These were like sort of the same thick book style opening cover boxes that went along with each other. I don't have the Astro Train, that's why I kind of got two of them. But anyway, we would get two side-by-side releases throughout the years. Here are just a couple more examples. We would get the Takara Power Master Optimus Prime or God Genrai, and then we would get the Toys R Us release of God Genrai side-by-side. And that trend continued for over a decade. Then, in the late 2010s, like 2016, 17, we started to get the Wal-Mart reissue when Toys R Us was no longer in play. And we weren't seeing a Takara reissue version of the Transformers that we had been seeing over the years, kind of side by side. Even the same thing followed with the Masterpiece toys. Even though we didn't get them all, Takara released something over there. We kind of got a few Masterpiece toys over here, whether it be a Target, Toys R Us, or when it was a Toys R Us, we would get some of the same things. So then we started getting the cartoon accurate Transformers, the movie guys, such as Hot Rod and Thundercracker here, and then there was still no sign of anything from Takara. And like me and my buddy was like, Takara hasn't said anything in a while. And a couple weeks ago, I was on Instagram and I saw someone had posted some pictures of what was called the Missing Link Optimus Prime with Articulation, or they call him Convoy over there. Convoy, articulated version of the Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And the picture was kind of fuzzy at first, but now we have new pics and it's been posted everywhere. They're pre-ordering Convoy for $119. I believe he's retailing that at major toy retailers online. I don't know if he'll be in stores over here, but it is a Takara Japanese release. So it may trickle down to Wal-Mart or Target or something like that over here. I don't know. But you can pre-order it at like Big Bad Entertainment Earth, places like that. Basically what we get is a Generation 1 Optimus Prime with some modifications done to it. It kind of, some aspects look like totally retooling. It just fits the size and the mold of a Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And this time we get the full Optimus and trailer. Okay, so what's inside the new trailer? But it looks like a lot like the old trailer. It kind of looks like the same old mold. But what's inside? This time we get a gray roller instead of the blue, purple, whatever people choose to call it, blue roller. We get the missiles on a tree, we get the tires that go on the roller, we get a matrix, we get the hose, pump, and nozzle that we've always gotten with Optimus Prime. It appears to be the same reissue mold. The missiles appear to be the same reissue missiles, and this time we get an energy axe. We've gotten that before, but the one that's depicted in the picture is more cartoon accurate. It has a little point on the tip right here that this one lacks. This was always cool getting this thing. And we get the bloated gun. Looks to be the exact same gun. I wish they had went with a cartoon accurate gun, but I guess this is Generation 1 just articulated or whatever. And we also get the Matrix of Leadership, which we have gotten before, but this one looks to be a little bit different, or it's painted better. This one appears to be gold and silver with some blue for the energy crystal inside of the Matrix. As far as I can tell, the roller does not eject, which is kind of a bummer. It may, but I don't think so. I don't see the ejection mechanism. In fact, they have it where the anti-aircraft gun comes out of the trailer for whatever that's about. I mean, man, just let it eject. You know how hard that would be, but I guess I need to save some of my commentary for the review when I actually get it. So moving on. In truck mode, it looks almost identical to the standard Generation 1 Optimus Prime, but except for the grill. The grill looks a little bit different and a little bit more elongated. That kind of sets it apart. And now in robot mode, they've incorporated the hands to fold out and transform. And not just that, if you look even closer, you can see that they are articulated. We have articulated hands on the guy, and he looks a little bit taller because now they've added articulation to the legs. Now Optimus Prime was always one of the more articulated Generation 1 Transformers, and that's not saying a lot, but he always had the complete arm movement, complete 360, because the transformation didn't come in and out. But now it looks like the arms can hinge up at the shoulder. And again, we have an open hand on the new Optimus Primes. They can open up, and I think it's one hinge that opens up all 4 fingers, and he has an ab articulation where the window would fold down. The new one, they've cleverly added an ab articulation, or whatever, if the grill is an ab or whatever. It's supposed to be an ab. And this was always an amazing figure. It looked like they found a way to make it even better. And at the $119 price point, most of the Takara Convoy, which we know is Optimus Prime, reissues started around $99, $100, depending on what it came with, if it came with the Matrix, the Axe, or which special edition Optimus Prime it was. Like the base Optimus Prime with the trailer over there was always like $100. And we were getting it over here like at Toys R Us for like right around $50, $49.99 or whatever. Then the last one we got for around $49.99 at Walmart didn't have a trailer. So now the trailer is back in play. So what does that mean for future releases of Optimus Prime in the US? And I'm speaking specifically of the 1986 movie recolored edition. What does it mean towards that toy line where we get an Optimus Prime with a trailer? And that toy line, I certainly hope so. And will you collect 2 different toy lines? So if the articulated Optimus Prime is successful and they continue to make more Generation 1 Transformers articulated, what does that mean for like a collector that's collecting both? Like, do you want an articulated Optimus Prime toy line and still continue collecting the Walmart reissue recolor of the 1986 movie, guys? That's kind of a lot going on. I'm definitely going to get Optimus Prime because I'm a sucker for another Optimus Prime. I say it all the time. If they put Optimus Prime and put a hat on, I'm like, ooh, Optimus Prime with a hat on. I'm probably gonna buy it. I just love Optimus. Optimus is my favorite character. It's their flagship character, and of course they're gonna do Optimus Prime first. Hopefully he's successful, and we see what comes after that. I'm not saying I'm gonna collect them all, but how do they articulate a guy like Hound? Like, can they get that in there? And I've said for years, if you watch my reviews, I've always said it. Anytime they reissue a Transformer, man, like, why couldn't they make the leg come forward or the arm come forward? Like this guy Hot Rod here, he just swivels at the shoulder and bends at the elbow, but can't straighten his arm out. And like, why wouldn't they just add that in there? But apparently they've done it now. But don't you kind of wish they had did it to the recolored versions of these as well? Like, put it in here and continue it over here. So now it looks like we're going to have 2 separate Generation 1 reissue toy lines. The cartoon accuracy of the G1 toy and the articulated Generation 1 toy. Are you guys going to buy these? Are you buying the Walmart reissues? Are you going to try to pick up Optimus Prime at $119 from Takara? And if they continue making the articulated toy line, are you going to collect these? Are you going to collect both? Are you in or are you out? Or are you just observing and see what happens next? So that's all I got, fam. I want to thank you guys for joining me and listening to me give you my opinion on Takara's Missing Link Generation 1 Articulated Convoy, otherwise known as Optimus Prime. Please leave your comments down below. I would love to hear from you. I always answer back. Only way I don't answer any comment whatsoever is if the algorithm hides it from me and it gets buried somewhere and then I see it like 2 years later. I'm like, hey, Mike. But I answer all comments, and I love to hear from you. Thank you for watching another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy has a story.